Hey, good morning, guys. Yes, it is. It's Saturday, the 25th of July. We're nearing the end of that. Yesterday, we had a good, productive day. We ended up getting another 60, 50, 60 round bales done and a really good looking hay. But what's today's topic going to be about? Well, I thought we'd kind of do sometimes just getting by for the day is good enough. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And yes, this is the weekend. The weekday is Monday through Friday, but today is Saturday. We can go off the rails and talk about whatever. So I thought today we'd talk about, you don't have to be it. I guess the thing is with me anyways, I try to strive for perfection, even though I know it's unattainable, you know, to do the best that I can. All right. And there are going to be some days when the best that you can is just surviving, and that's okay. A lot of people they look at their day to see what did I accomplish today, and if they don't see any accomplishments that are measurable, then they feel like it's a wasted day. They didn't get anything done. But sometimes the measurement is did you make it through the day and survive? And I've had many of those days of where just trying to get through the day was the game plan. And I started doing that when I got a little older. When I was younger, I didn't understand the concept because I was always goal oriented. I had to get this number of dollars per day. I had to get, so many in sales, so many pieces of equipment. And my mind was always talking numbers. It was a numbers game. And if I didn't reach that number that I had come up with, then I deemed it as a failure. And I don't know how you are, but if I find something as a failure, it kind of takes away from everything else that I did accomplish, right? You're always going to look at the stuff that you did wrong versus what you did right, okay? And that's, I think, where my life started to change was I started concentrating on what did I do wrong, but not in the sense of get down on Eric. It was what did I do wrong in that part? Because up until then, if something came along and it was a problem, I scrapped the whole thing and started brand new. And I spent a lot of wasted time doing stuff that already worked over again, if that makes any sense. So sometimes just running a shop, the day to day operations, it can get mundane, boring, or what have you. And you can let the little things bother you. I don't anymore. You know, little things do add up to big things if you don't pay attention to them. But, you know, I've done this talk before with you guys, like where you get a customer comes in the morning and they're bitching, complaining about their bill and nothing is right, yada, yada, yada. And then it kind of sets the tone for the day, right? That's all you're thinking about. The rest of the day could be stellar, but it was that morning interaction that you have with the customer that may have been having an off day, nothing to do with you, but you got the blunt of it, right? Customer leaves, feels better because they got a bunch of crap off their chest, and now you're sitting there trying to decide how you're going to digest it. Pre 40s, it bothered me. After 40, I don't care. You're having a bad day. I understand that, yada, 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 but you're not going to screw up my day. My day is good. And I mean, if somebody pointed something out that was a mistake that we made, I'm the first one to acknowledge it and take the hit for it. But if it had nothing to do with us, okay. we'll let it go by. You just need to let those things go. And if you don't, it's going to carry on all day long. And it's that snowball effect going down the hill, right? It starts off small, but as the day progresses, the snowball gets bigger, right? And by the time it hits the bottom of the hill, it's a humongous. Take a house out. That's what you need to understand when it comes to life in general is you don't want that snowball going down the hill. What do? You prop it so that the snowball can't start. You have that built into your system. Because I can tell you the way it normally goes. Customer bitches and complaints first thing in the morning. You're in a bad mood. You start taking it out on your employees. They get a bad mood. Everybody hates working for each other and being there. And then at the end of the day, all of you at the shop go home bitching and complaining to your better halves and your kids and taking it out on them because you had a bad day. You see where I'm going with this? All because some knucklehead came in and was having a bad day and you allowed it to change the whole dynamics of the shop. Yeah. So where does this start? Starts with moi. So if moi doesn't go down that road, we don't have being belligerent to your employees and everybody hating to work all day long to going home and taking it out on your better half and the kids. There is a better way, and that is to accept it, okay, toss it, move on, and have a good day. And you're going to say, well, it's easier said than done. Yeah, it takes practice. It took me quite a number of years to where I realized that, God doesn't make it so that He wants you to stress about things all day long. He doesn't want you to be pissed and hate life in general. He's basically wants you to have good relationships and memories to take with you when it's your time. This is it. All the other stuff in between is stuff that you've added in because we do have choice, okay? And even choice of whether we believe in God or not. That's God said you need choice. I don't want you putting me on a pedestal. That's where most people get wrong. They put God up here instead of down here where you're talking with them. I mean, is God stronger than everybody else? Absolutely. But He's not going to interfere, especially if it's something you need to learn. We've all done this with our kids. We see something, we know it's going to blow up in their face, but we have two options. We can try to coddle them and keep them away from the blow up in your face, or we can allow it to have it take its place. I always allowed it because I wanted my kids to understand that things are not perfect, that everything isn't going to go their way all the time. That I want them to be able to handle failure. Failure is not a bad thing. Failure is usually a motivator if done right. If you fail at something, if you want to be better and better at it in the future, spend more time doing it or find out that you're just not made for that and move on to something that you are. See, that's the biggest thing I see with participation trophies and everything like that. Everybody gets a trophy. Bullcrap. I want to see winners and losers, and I want to see good sportsmanship from both teams. And I'll tell you, when I was out at my grandson's baseball championship thing where they get together and there's a bunch of teams from the different areas, they had won every game right through to the championship. And I'll be honest with you, part of me was rooting to have them lose. And you're going to say, but Grandpa, why would you want that? Because they need to handle failure. They need to handle, one person got a bad hit in the air and he wasn't paying attention, didn't go for the ball right, it dropped, and then he started crying. No, you don't start crying. You grab the ball, throw it in, and pay attention to what the hell you're doing. I want to see a team that is used to winning, which is easy, take a loss. If they're going to cry about missing a pop fly ball, what are they going to do when they lose to another team? Are they all going to just start throwing tantrums? Because if they are, then we're coddling them kids too much. We are. Those kids need to learn just like you and I had to learn. And that is the trials and tribulations that life has to offer you. I mean, when I played sports, we loved winning. But the biggest thing I took away from sports was all of our coaches for the different soccer, baseball, and basketball was you better be great at losing. And that means you go shake the other team's hands and let them know you appreciate them as a person. And that instilled in me to this day that I may take the loss. And my understanding is we can't be perfect every day. So there's going to be some days where we just don't measure up and somebody else is going to be better than us. And that's fine. That's life. And then there's going to be days where I'm better than them. That's life again. But if you go around and you feel like you always got to win at everything you do and never understand how to take a loss, take a can't do it, then you're not well equipped for life yet. I've been blessed to lose a lot, putting it mildly, and I've learned the most from my failings. I never learned a lot from winning. Donald Trump, we're winning, we're winning. It's great to win once in a while, but if you're winning all the time, it gets kind of mundane, doesn't it? I'd rather take a loss and figure out what I did wrong and spend time doing that than I would to keep winning. And that's the honest to God truth. It is. So in the comments, what do you think? You just need to some days just get through the day, and that's good enough. And if you're having an off day, tell yourself that you're having an off day and minimize it by not allowing yourself to be that snowball going down the hill. So on that note, you guys have a great Saturday. I'll be back to round baling by noon to get the rest of the half of the home farm done. So on that note, enjoy your Saturday.